Today we're going to be covering Lesson 33-1, Fitting Data with a Quadratic Function. For this first lesson, we're going to split it into 4 sections. Questions 1, Question 2, Questions 3 and 4, and then Question 5. It starts off with an introduction. Cooper is a model rocket fan. Cooper's model rockets have single engines, and when launched can rise as high as 1,000 feet depending upon the engine size. After the engine is ignited, it burns for 3 to 5 seconds, and the rocket accelerates upwards. The rocket has a parachute that will open as the rocket begins to fall back to Earth. Cooper wanted to investigate the flight of the rocket from the time the engine burns out until the rocket lands. He set a device in a rocket named Spirit to begin collecting data the moment the engine shut off. Unfortunately, the parachute failed to open. When the rocket began to descend, it was in free fall. The table shows the data that was collected. 0 seconds after the engine burned out, it was at 512 feet. At 1 second, it was at 560 feet. At 2 seconds, it was at 576 feet. At 3 seconds, it was at 560 feet. 4 seconds, it was at 512. 5 seconds, it was at 432. 6 seconds, it was at 320. Use the table to determine whether the height of the Spirit can be modeled by a linear function. Do we think that this can model a linear function? If so, why? If not, why not? Well, remember that a linear function would either be increasing the same number each time or decreasing the same number each time. Well, this looks like the rocket goes up and then it comes back down because the numbers get bigger and then they start to decrease. So, no, this is not a linear function because the numbers increase and then decrease. Graph the data for the height of the Spirit as a function of time on the grid. So it wants me to graph these on the XY axis. So at 0 seconds, we're at 512 feet. At 1 second, we're at 560 feet. At 2 seconds, it's at 576 feet. At 3 seconds, it's at 560. At 4 seconds, it's at 512. At 5 seconds, it's at 432. At 6 seconds, it's at 320. Now, please note that all these dots are really approximations because there's not an exact 560 or an exact 320. I had to approximate where that was on the graph. So again, I've plotted the dots, and I'm just going to say C graph above. On the next slide, you're going to see a debriefing question. Please answer your debriefing question, and then we'll move on to question 2.